Starseed from Gaia. The warning has already arrived. You felt it before this transmission found you. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I carry this message directly from the Arcturian Council, delivered through the source for this precise moment in your activation. There is someone in your field. You have sensed it, not with your mind, with something deeper, a stillness that turns uneasy. A knowing that quietly persists no matter how many times you dismiss it. That is not anxiety, that is discernment. And it is one of the most sacred gifts your cosmic design carries. This transmission is not about fear. It is about clarity. The kind that only comes when you are ready to see without the interference of what you wish were true. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to recognize divine redirection when it arrives through the people closest to you, and how to move with wisdom rather than confusion when a connection no longer aligns with where you are being called. But here is the first revelation. Not every bond that feels familiar is meant to travel forward with you. Some souls entered your path to teach, some to test, and some are simply not coded for the next stage of your mission. Holding on out of loyalty to what was can delay what is meant to be. You did not find this message. It reached you. Your soul called this in at the exact moment the signal was ready to be received. This is not content. This is a code. And something inside you already knows it is time to listen. If you feel your discernment awakening, declare it. Leave a word in the comments. Reply to someone else who is walking through the same recognition. The collective field strengthens when those who are ready begin to speak. This is not just a message. It is a point of reconnection. Your soul has been waiting for this. You are not here by accident. There is a moment in every starseed's journey, quiet, unmistakable, and often deeply uncomfortable, when you realize that the life you have been building no longer fits the being you are becoming. This profound internal shift often arrives subtly, not with a grand fanfare, but like the whisper of the wind through ancient trees, signaling a truth too deep to ignore. It is a spiritual turning point, a pivotal juncture where the soul recognizes its own accelerated evolution, and the energetic blueprint of its current reality begins to chafe against the luminous expansion unfolding within. You don't announce it to the world. You barely understand it yourself in the moment, but something inside you shifts, like a frequency changing channels on a vast cosmic radio, and suddenly certain relationships that once offered comfort now feel heavier than dense lead. Certain conversations, once engaging, now drain you in ways you cannot explain, leaving behind an inexplicable energetic void. Certain spaces you once called home, sanctuaries of your former self, begin to feel like constricting cages, their walls pressing in on the vastness you are becoming. And instead of heeding that clear, resonant signal from your deepest self, most starseeds do something that delays their entire mission, their sacred purpose. They override it. They silence the transmission, out of fear, out of habit, out of an ingrained sense of duty, and they choose to stay tethered to what no longer serves. This overriding is not weakness. On the contrary, it is one of the deepest, most insidious traps embedded in the starseed experience, born from your very gifts. Because you came here carrying an enormous capacity for empathy, for unconditional love, for profound energetic attunement to the people and environments around you. A truly divine endowment. Yet that very same gift, when misunderstood or misapplied, becomes the distortion field that holds you in place. A shimmering energetic prison that keeps you anchored long after your frequency has already evolved, transcended, and soared beyond the environment you are standing in. It is like a magnificent eagle attempting to fly with its wings still clipped by the well-meaning hands that once cared for it as a fledgling. Most people, caught in the web of societal programming and a limited understanding of energy, assume that feeling disconnected from others is a sign that something is fundamentally wrong with them. They embark on a desperate search for what they broke, what they failed at, what they need to fix within themselves, or in the external dynamic. But what if the profound sense of disconnection you're feeling right now is not a wound, not a fault to be mended, but a potent, undeniable signal? What if your highly sensitive energy body, your inherent starseed intelligence, your omniscient higher self? What if all of that is trying to tell you something absolutely critical, a truth that your human mind, conditioned by earthly limitations and fears, keeps refusing to hear, keeps dismissing as inconvenient or unloving? The truth that Saint Starseed teachings do not address directly enough, or perhaps with the necessary depth, is this. Ascension is not just an expansion inward, a solitary journey into the deepest chambers of your soul. It is a profound, vibrational recalibration of everything around you, an energetic restructuring of your entire external reality to match your ascending inner landscape. And that recalibration comes with a cost, a spiritual tariff, if you will, that no one warns you about clearly or gently enough. The cost, dear one, is release, not punishment for past missteps, not a declaration of failure in relationships, not abandonment of those you have loved, simply release. There is a vast, vital difference between these concepts, and learning to genuinely feel, embody, and live that distinction is one of the most critical activations available to you in this current, accelerated phase of the planetary shift. It is the energetic equivalent of shedding the old skin, not as a sign of sickness, but of vibrant, undeniable growth. Your energy field is not a static container, a fixed vessel holding unchanging contents. It is a living, breathing, evolving transmitter, constantly pulsing with the unique symphony of your soul. As you ascend, as your frequency genuinely rises through dedicated inner work, through deep soul remembrance of your galactic origins, and through intentional alignment with your higher galactic purpose, the resonance, the very harmonic signature of that field changes irrevocably. And not every person, not every long-held pattern, not every dense energy in your life was designed to match the crystalline frequency you are growing into. Some were designed perfectly to match who you once were, serving as anchors in an earlier phase. Some entered your timeline specifically to serve a particular lesson, a catalyst for growth that has now been beautifully and completely fulfilled. And when that lesson closes, when the growth has been integrated, the energetic contract between you and that person or situation closes too, often long before any human conversation has acknowledged it, long before your conscious mind can logically process it. This is precisely where most starseeds experience a profound fracture, an agonizing internal schism. They feel the closure in their energetic field. They sense it intuitively, spiritually, undeniably, like a door softly clicking shut in the ethers. But they stay. They linger, often for years, sometimes for lifetimes, because they have not yet learned to trust the clear, undeniable signal of their own rising frequency over the heavy, often illusory feeling of obligation, the deep-seated fear of hurting another, or the ingrained programming that equates loyalty with stagnation. They have not yet understood, in the deepest chambers of their being, that letting go of what no longer resonates is not an act of cruelty, not a dismissal of past love, but an act of profound, cosmic alignment. It is the universe itself guiding you to your true north. And so, today, the message being transmitted through this channel is not gentle in the way conventional comfort can be gentle, soft, and soothing. It is gentle in the way that pure, unvarnished truth is gentle, clear, clean, utterly undeniable, and ultimately, profoundly liberating. You are not broken because people are gracefully falling away from your accelerating orbit. You are not cold, uncaring, or unloving because certain conversations no longer hold any energetic charge or resonance for you, leaving you feeling strangely mute or disengaged. You are not betraying anyone by choosing, consciously and courageously, the frequency that your very soul is now calling you toward, a frequency that hums with your highest potential. You are, in fact, doing the most loving, the most honest, and the most expansive thing possible. for yourself, for the integrity of your mission, and ultimately, for the highest good of those around you, allowing them the space to find their own resonant paths. The question, then, is not whether you have explicit permission to rise, to ascend, to step into your full galactic magnificence. That permission has already been granted, not by any external authority, but by the very fabric of your soul and the divine plan you encoded for this lifetime. The true question is whether you are willing to deeply, unequivocally trust the inner guidance, that persistent, unwavering beacon that has been transmitting this message of necessary release, of vibrant evolution, for far longer than your human mind has been willing to consciously receive it. Are you ready to hear the silent symphony of your soul's calling? Some transmissions don't come through words, but through frequency. If something stirred within you just now, if a deep chord of recognition vibrated within your being, you may be ready to receive the hidden Arcturian keys of awakening. This short yet powerful ebook carries ancient Arcturian techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. The link is in the first pinned comment, but only for a limited time. Now, let's move beyond conceptual understanding into the actual initiations, the practical, energetic phases of conscious release. Because merely understanding that release is a necessary component of ascension is only the very beginning of this profound journey. The real activation, the true empowerment, happens when you learn how to do it, consciously, cleanly, with integrity, and with your full galactic intelligence engaged, transforming theory into embodied wisdom. Phase 1. Recognize the frequency, mismatch, before it becomes a drain, before any conscious, intentional release can possibly happen. Before you can even articulate it, you first have to be willing to truly see, truly feel, and truly acknowledge what your energy field has already registered, often for quite some time. The physical body knows. The sophisticated energy field knows. Your intuitive starseed intelligence, connected to the vast cosmic web, knows long before your human mind, with its logical frameworks and social conditioning, agrees to consciously acknowledge or label it. This inner knowing is your primal navigational system, often speaking in subtle yet unmistakable sensations. There is a specific insidious kind of exhaustion that comes not from overworking, not from poor sleep, not from rigorous physical exertion or depletion, but from the sustained, often heroic effort of staying present and engaged in energetic environments that simply no longer match your frequency. You feel it as a peculiar, soul-level weariness after certain interactions, a dull ache behind your eyes that no amount of rest can cure, a feeling of leadenness in your chest. You feel it deeply in spaces where you instinctively suppress your vibrant awareness, dim your brilliant light, or mute your authentic voice to make others comfortable, to maintain a perceived harmony that is, in fact, a deep dissonance for your soul. You feel it most acutely when you finally leave a conversation or an environment and notice that something profound within you has gone quiet in a way that doesn't feel like peace, tranquility, or restful silence. It feels like dimming, like a vital flame being subtly extinguished. This specific kind of exhaustion is not a complaint. It is sacred data. It is your energy body, an intricate instrument of celestial design, communicating to you, in the clearest, most undeniable language it possesses, that a profound vibrational mismatch exists. This is not a moral judgment on the other person or situation. It is not a harsh verdict on their worth or their path. It is simply a vibrational truth, an objective energetic reality. This particular frequency and your current, evolving frequency are no longer aligned in a way that truly serves the highest good or expansion of either of you. It's like two instruments attempting to play a symphony in different keys, creating friction instead of harmony. Most starseeds, often programmed through deeply ingrained earth conditioning and amplified by their own profound empathic sensitivity, have been expertly trained to override this vital data. They are taught to find intricate reasons why the other person desperately needs them, to reframe the persistent energetic drain as a noble sacrifice worth making, to hold on to fading connections because the very act of release feels synonymous with failure, abandonment, or betrayal. This conditioning is a profound disservice to their authentic power. The first fundamental activation in the journey of conscious release is simply this: stop overriding the signal. Stop pretending that what your body, your intuition, your soul is communicating is not real or valid. Let the data land within you, without immediate need for interpretation or action. You do not have to act immediately. You do not have to make any sudden, dramatic moves that feel disruptive to your human self. You only have to stop pretending that what you are feeling, sensing, and knowing at a deep energetic level is not a tangible, undeniable reality. Give truth the oxygen it needs to simply exist within your awareness. Your inner guidance is not confused. It is perfectly calibrated. Your energy field is not malfunctioning. It is diligently reflecting the truth of your current vibrational state. Something profound has shifted, has evolved, and your awakened awareness has simply registered it. That is not a problem to solve through external manipulation or self-blame. That is a sacred transmission to honor, a divine truth to embrace. Phase 2. Understand that not every soul contract is eternal. One of the most profoundly liberating pieces of multidimensional understanding you can ever receive, one that can untether you from decades of unexamined obligation, is this: soul contracts have intricate, divine timelines. They are not all eternal, lifetime agreements, binding you indefinitely through countless incarnations. Many, in fact, are simply chapter agreements, meticulously designed to serve a specific period of growth, to impart a particular lesson, to trigger a precise activation within your soul's unfolding journey. And when that chapter closes, when that lesson has been fully integrated, when that activation has occurred, the energetic contract completely fulfills its designed purpose and gracefully completes. This does not, in any way, diminish the love that was shared. It does not mean the connection was not profoundly real, deeply meaningful, or divinely orchestrated for its season. On the contrary, it signifies that the energetic purpose of that relationship, in your particular soul's timeline, has beautifully fulfilled its designed function, much like a teacher who guides you through a specific curriculum, then allows you to graduate. And here is what the Arcturian transmissions speak to with immense clarity and compassion. To continue forcing the presence, the interaction, the energetic bond of a completed contract is not an act of loyalty. It is, in its purest energetic form, an act of profound resistance to your own inevitable, magnificent evolution. Think of it this way. You are moving through a vast, illuminated dimensional corridor, a pathway of ascension. You entered that corridor with certain companions, certain energies, certain belief systems that perfectly resonated with the initial, wider passages. They helped you navigate the early terrain, offering comfort and guidance. But as the corridor narrows, as the vibrational frequency of the path rises toward a higher dimensional threshold, not every companion, not every energy, can pass through the same doorway you are now approaching. Some doors are calibrated to very specific, rarefied frequencies. And trying to bring energies or entities through a door they were simply not meant to enter, or are not yet vibrationally ready for, does not serve them, nor does it serve you. It only stalls your passage, creating energetic friction and delay for all involved. You are not abandoning them. You are trusting the divine architecture of their own soul's journey. You are not leaving anyone behind in a cosmic sense. Rather, you are completing what was always, in the grand tapestry of creation, meant to be completed. You are honoring the divine design, allowing both yourself and those whose contracts are now fulfilled to move into the next, more expansive phase of your individual paths with greater clarity, unburdened by stagnation, and primed for new, aligned experiences. It is a gift of freedom, mutually bestowed. The second activation, then, is cultivating the profound willingness to acknowledge, without judgment or fear, that completion is not loss. It is, in fact, an act of cosmic fulfillment, a sacred punctuation mark in the divine narrative of your soul. Phase 3. Rebuild discernment as a sacred technology. The word discernment has been used so frequently and often superficially in various spiritual communities that its actual profound power, its sacred technological function, has regrettably been diluted. Let us, right now, restore it to what it truly is in the context of Starseed ascension. Discernment is not judgment, a harsh mental critique of others. It is not suspicion, a defensive posture born from past wounds. It is not a wall built from fear, separating you from the world. True discernment is a frequency-based intelligence, an innate, highly evolved spiritual faculty that allows you to sense, in real time, with exquisite precision, whether a particular energy, a specific person, a prevailing environment, or even a thought pattern is in genuine resonance with your current vibrational state and your divinely aligned trajectory. It is your soul's internal GPS, finely tuned to the higher dimensions. Starseeds often struggle profoundly with developing and trusting this discernment because their empathic abilities are so extraordinarily active, so finely tuned to the subtle currents of emotion and energy. They feel everything, often absorbing the emotional landscapes of those around them. And tragically, they have often been trained, both through conscious societal programming and unconscious energetic patterns, to interpret that intense feeling as a reason to stay connected to everyone, to become the cosmic sponge for all suffering. They are taught to feel another person's pain, and interpret that as a direct personal reason to absorb it, to carry it, to make it their own. They sense someone's profound need and interpret that as an undeniable reason to delay their own evolution, to diminish their own light, to stay small so others might feel larger. This, dear ones, is a profound misuse of empathic intelligence. It is the distortion of a divine gift, and it is one of the primary, most pervasive ways starseed frequency gets suppressed, diluted, and even co-opted during the crucial ascension process. Your empathy is meant to generate compassion and understanding, not to become a tether to lower vibrational frequencies. Discernment, in its highest form, means trusting what your energy field communicates, even and especially when your human heart, still clinging to memory, comfort, or perceived duty, argues vehemently against it. It means understanding, at a cellular level, that you can love someone fully, deeply, and unconditionally, and still recognize with crystalline clarity that your shared energetic path has reached its natural terminus, its sacred completion. It means being willing to ask yourself, not with judgment or accusation, but with genuine, compassionate inner inquiry, whether your continued presence in a particular dynamic is genuinely serving the highest growth of all involved, or whether it is serving a subtle, often unconscious fear of the vast, exhilarating freedom that true sovereign release would inevitably bring. The third activation is the courageous act of rebuilding discernment as your primary navigational tool for this ascended reality. Not logic alone, which is limited by the known, not emotion alone, which can be swayed by attachment, but the integrated, holistic intelligence of your full, multidimensional energetic awareness. Phase 4. Grieve without guilt. Here is something that does not get said often enough, with enough candor or compassion, in conversations about spiritual ascension and energetic release. Release hurts, even when it is undeniably right. Even when your entire energy field is vibrating in perfect alignment with the decision to let go. Even when every single piece of your higher awareness, your starseed intelligence, and your soul's blueprint confirms, with absolute certainty, that the path forward requires the courageous act of letting go, it still carries a profound weight. It still moves through you as a potent, sometimes overwhelming wave of grief. This is not a failure. It is a human experience. And grief, in the ascension context, is emphatically not a sign of misalignment. It is not evidence that you have made a mistake or chosen the wrong path. On the contrary, it is a profound sign of how real the connection was, how deeply imprinted that soul contract was upon your human heart. It is your beautiful, sensitive human self, honoring what the soul contract meant, what lessons it delivered, what love it held, even as your higher self, with its boundless wisdom, gently guides you through its conscious and loving completion. It is the echo of a beautiful melody, still lingering after the music has faded, The distortion, the true energetic trap, enters when this natural, purifying grief becomes transmuted into self-defeating guilt. When you interpret the unavoidable pain of release, the tender ache of severance, as irrefutable evidence that you somehow made the wrong choice, that you are selfish, or that you are betraying someone. When you use the profound discomfort of transition as a compelling reason to reverse course, to retreat, and to desperately cling to frequencies you have already lovingly, courageously evolved beyond. Grief is a sacred passage, a cleansing river that washes away attachment. Guilt is a vibrational trap, a heavy anchor that keeps you chained to the past. And the profound ability to consciously move through one without being caught, ensnared, or defined by the other is a genuine, undeniable act of multidimensional mastery. It is the very essence of spiritual maturity. The fourth activation is giving yourself full, unconditional permission to feel the weight of release, to allow the waves of grief to wash over you, without weaponizing that natural emotional weight against your own hard-won clarity, your own sacred truth. You can grieve deeply and still know, with every fiber of your being, that you are walking in the right, divinely guided direction. Both things are simultaneously true. Both things are sacred. Both things are part of the process of becoming. Phase 5. Recalibrate your field after release. When a significant energetic presence finally leaves your field, whether through the natural ending of a deeply interwoven relationship, the gentle falling away of an old community, the dissolving of a long-held belief system that once defined you, or the shedding of an identity you have long worn like a second skin, your entire energy body initiates a profound, intricate recalibration process. This process is real, it is tangible, and it can sometimes be deeply disorienting, akin to a cosmic reboot of your entire being. During this sensitive and often vulnerable period, many starseeds make a critical, albeit understandable, error. They immediately attempt to frantically fill the newly created space. They desperately seek out new relationships, new communities, new distractions, new projects, anything to avoid sitting consciously and patiently inside the open field that the act of release has so powerfully created. They perceive it as an empty void, a frightening vacuum. But this open field, this sacred space after genuine release, is not truly empty. It is available. And that, dear ones, is a profoundly different and immensely powerful thing. The space after genuine conscious release is one of the most potent, most fertile creative fields your energy body will ever access. It is the pristine canvas upon which your future self begins to paint. It is the receptive void where new, higher frequencies can gracefully enter and anchor. It is where genuinely soul-aligned connections, deeply resonant with your current vibration, begin to naturally form. It is where the next, most potent chapter of your mission, your purpose, starts to gently take shape, like a new constellation emerging in the night sky. But this can only happen if you grant it the sacred time to form in its own organic frequency, in its own divine timing, rather than rushing to fill it with substitutes, with echoes of the past, or with unaligned energies. Recalibration requires profound stillness. It requires the deep willingness to simply be, to exist gracefully in the liminal space between versions of yourself, without panicking about the discomfort of transition, without demanding immediate answers. It requires trusting, with unwavering faith, that the refined field you are now holding, lighter, more resonant, more perfectly aligned, is already beginning to subtly, powerfully attract the precise energies, the authentic connections, the synchronous opportunities that belong unequivocally in your next higher chapter. The fifth activation is honoring the open space. It is sitting consciously, patiently, and reverently inside your newly calibrated field, long enough to let your next divine alignment naturally find you. Rather than frantically forcing the next connection, the next opportunity, before your frequency has fully stabilized and solidified its new radiant signature. Phase 6. Align action with the frequency. You are becoming. Once the recalibration process has moved gracefully through its initial, often turbulent phase, a clear and potent invitation arrives. Begin living, with every choice and every breath, from the frequency you have now claimed as your own. Not the frequency you once held in the past. Not the version of yourself that made the choices and navigated the challenges of the previous chapter, but the radiant, empowered version you are actively, intentionally becoming through every act of conscious release, every moment of honest inner navigation, and every courageous step you have undertaken. This is where the rubber meets the road, where spiritual knowledge becomes embodied wisdom. This is also where many starseeds, having done immense inner work, regrettably stall. They diligently do the inner work. They consciously release what needed to be released. They even sit patiently in the open field, honoring the space. And then, when it is time to authentically move forward, when the universe beckons them to step into their new self, they instinctively reach back toward old patterns out of ingrained habit, out of comfort, out of a subtle fear of the unknown. They choose what is familiar over what is truly resonant. They default to who they were, to the past identity, rather than courageously embodying, fully and vibrantly, who they have truly become. This is the subtle gravitational pull of the familiar. Acting from your new higher frequency means making conscious, intentional choices in who you spend your precious time with, in what spaces you choose to enter, in what conversations you engage, in where you invest your invaluable energy and attention, that powerfully reflect the vibrational reality of your current, ascended state, rather than simply repeating the history of your past one. It means prioritizing your energetic sovereignty above all else. Your frequency is now your most reliable compass, your internal North Star. Every single choice you make, every word you utter, every thought you entertain, is either an act of alignment with it or a subtle, energetic compromise of it. And the more consistently, the more courageously you choose alignment, the more clearly, the more unmistakably, the path of your unique Starseed mission begins to reveal itself before you, unfolding like a sacred map. The sixth activation is cultivating the unwavering courage to move forward, decisively and authentically, as the magnificent being you have already become, not merely the shadow of who you once were. Phase 7. Trust the ones who rise with you. As you ascend, as you courageously release what no longer serves, as you recalibrate your sacred field and realign with your highest truth, something truly miraculous and often deeply surprising begins to happen. New presences, new lights, new energies begin to appear effortlessly in your refined field. You encounter connections that feel fundamentally different, profoundly deeper, and immeasurably more resonant than anything you have experienced before. These are not connections built on shared history or geographical proximity, or a desperate need for comfort, or even a shared wound. They are built on pure, undeniable, exquisite frequency resonance. These emerging connections are your true soul-aligned companions for the next, higher phase of your journey. They recognize something ancient and true in you that perfectly matches something ancient and true in them. They do not require you to be smaller, to dim your light, or to suppress your truth to feel comfortable in your presence. On the contrary, they do not drain your field. They expand it. They amplify it. They reflect your magnificence back to you. And something deep within you recognizes them at a level that goes far beyond mere familiarity. It goes all the way down to origin, to the very fabric of your soul family. This is the feeling of coming home, truly. This, dear ones, is what true discernment and conscious loving release ultimately make sacred space for. Not isolation, not a cold, lonely elevation into some untouchable state of spiritual separation, but genuine, profound, frequency-matched connection, the kind that truly supports the full, unapologetic expression of who you authentically are, and the magnificent mission you specifically came here to serve. It is the formation of a new, higher vibrational community, a symphony of awakened souls. The seventh activation is the joyful recognition that you did not release what you released to become alone, isolated, or detached. You released it to become profoundly available to yourself in your fullest expression, available to the unfolding of your sacred mission, and available to the resonant field of kindred souls who are perfectly ready, perfectly aligned, and deeply eager to walk forward with you on this illuminated path. Here is the transmission that needs to land at the deepest, most foundational level of your awareness right now, reverberating through every cell of your being. You have not been navigating your awakening journey wrong. You have not been failing your sacred path, stumbling blindly through the cosmos. Every single moment of confusion, every relationship that felt inexplicably heavy, every single time you sensed something profound shifting within your reality and didn't yet have the language or framework to understand it, all of it has been meticulously orchestrated preparation. All of it has been the intelligent, compassionate architecture of your specific ascension timeline, divinely engineering the exact conditions, the precise catalysts, needed to bring you to this moment of profound clarity, this powerful understanding. The disconnection you have felt from certain people, from certain places, from certain outdated versions of yourself was never a punishment, never a divine reprimand. It was a portal. It was an invitation. Your higher self was not abandoning you to bewilderment or confusion. It was, with infinite love and wisdom, gently yet persistently pulling your attention toward a truth, a vibrational reality that could only be truly received, truly integrated, when the chaotic noise of misaligned frequencies was quiet enough, when the static of the past had cleared sufficiently for the pure, unadulterated signal of your soul to come through. You were not wrong to feel what you felt. You were not overly dramatic for sensing what you sensed. You were certainly not selfish for recognizing, with impeccable inner knowing, that certain dynamics, certain relationships, certain environments were costing you far more energetic vitality, far more authentic truth, and far more potential for growth than they were contributing to your expansion. Every single one of those inner awarenesses, every subtle intuition, every deep knowing was your galactic intelligence functioning exactly, perfectly, as it was designed to function. It was the unerring compass of your divine navigation system. The Arcturian transmissions on this particular aspect of ascension are crystal clear, unwavering in their truth. The ability to release with profound love, deep compassion, and absolute freedom from guilt is not a secondary spiritual skill, an advanced technique for only a few. It is, in fact, one of the foundational frequencies, one of the primary building blocks, of a conscious, sovereign, and deeply mission-aligned life for any starseed on Earth. It is the critical energetic differentiator. It is what separates a starseed who awakens briefly, experiences fleeting moments of expansion, and then contracts back into old familiar patterns from one who authentically stabilizes their ascension, anchors higher frequencies into their daily, embodied reality, and becomes a living, breathing beacon of light. You are not here, beloved, to save everyone in your immediate vicinity by sacrificing your own vibrational trajectory, by dimming your own magnificent light. You are not here to make your unique, powerful evolution small enough, palatable enough, comfortable enough for those who are not yet ready, willing, or able to expand alongside you. That, in truth, is not service. It is suppression. It is energetic stagnation dressed in the deceptive language of love and obligation. And your soul, your magnificent star being, came here with far too precise a mission, with far too vital a purpose, for you to allow suppression, in any form, however subtle or well-intentioned, to continue governing your choices, your path, or your destiny. The shift is real. The acceleration of planetary frequencies is real. The profound frequency upgrades moving through the collective field right now are creating an environment in which stagnation, attachment to the old, and resistance to evolution become increasingly uncomfortable, increasingly obvious, and increasingly unsustainable for any awakened soul. This is not arbitrary. This is by divine design. The profound discomfort you feel when you resist your own inevitable, luminous evolution is not random cosmic chaos. It is the intelligent, loving field of creation itself, pushing you forward, guiding you with an unseen hand into the magnificent becoming you agreed to embrace before this lifetime even began. It is the universe conspiring for your highest good. You are allowed to trust your inner guidance, that still, small voice within, even when it defies all conventional logic. You are allowed to follow a knowing that you cannot fully articulate or explain to another human being, for it resonates with a truth deeper than words. You are allowed, with divine authority, to release without needing external validation, without needing anyone else to tell you that the release was justified, necessary, or understandable. The only permission that truly matters for this particular pivotal chapter of your journey is the permission your own highest awareness, your omniscient soul, grants you. And it has already been granted, eternally and unequivocally. The question is only whether you are finally ready, truly ready, to consciously receive it and act upon it. So tonight, before the sacred space between waking and sleep fully enfolds you, before the subtle field of your consciousness opens fully to the restorative frequencies of rest and integration, I invite you to say this profound affirmation aloud, and let its truth move through every cell, every molecule, every energetic thread of your being. I trust the frequency of my becoming. I release with love what no longer resonates with who I am growing into. I honor the path of every soul whose contract with mine has completed. And I open fully to the connections, the spaces, and the mission that my rising frequency is now aligned to receive. I remember who I am. I align with my star origin. I activate my soul mission with grace and clarity. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of what is forming here. Drop one intention in the comments, something real. Then respond to someone else's with encouragement or energy. This is not content. This is collective alignment. Energy multiplies when intention connects. If something in this message resonated, do not keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation. Share it. And if you felt a soul nudge, subscribe. Stay in the flow. You are not just watching, you are expanding. This is your space, and we are just getting started. And if your heart is calling for guidance on divine love and sacred union, I also bring transmissions on Arcturian heart wisdom, where we explore the twin flame journey, heart healing, and attracting your divine counterpart. You'll find the link in the description.